pals, we're back at it with Mechanicus. As you may notice, we are basically going to do our master's voice to enhance the servitors, which will actually grant them a special ability. We will also meet a couple of new enemies in these next two missions. I will do the last one down here once we get to a certain degree where we can field a lot of personnel and troops. So, with that said, mount up. I'm going to do this one without a canonical. So, move on. Basically, we are going to install a Vox caster net into this one tomb because the incense from the last foray, that didn't do shit. So, let's go! And first one is an engagement. Discuss survive 3 rounds. As you can see, the main objective and the battle objective. Okay, that one did a good hit. Save it. And there's the flayed one. Those of you who do not know, flayed ones have been hit by a virus when they turn out Catan. They basically train them to wear flesh as cloth. Infant, disease, parasitic life forms. See? They're basically feared troops. Though Redis does not approve of that. That's mainly because he is a machine. Literally, he is a machine. I don't know what you're asking. Why aren't these gun servitors? Well, it's simple. You don't have access to those. I don't even know if they are a unit in the game. So for now, we just gotta use the Okay, that definitely did some damage. The reason I like the servitors is because, well, the resource cognition points. And as you can see, we have just knocked that one out. But we will also lose that one in the battle. Regrettable, but it is a sacrifice needed to make. And we got one more flayed one and another Necron warrior. Which is basically the standard ranking 5. Those two will target that servitor. It's the only reason why I deployed that one in the rear to basically buy it some time. Our presence has been detected. We're just going to go ahead and scan. Get some extra blackstone because it's a resource that is not normally generated. Now, without that, we have the advantage. Emergency repairs. Okay. Where's this point? Now you can basically just snipe from back here for a while. Hello everybody, I'm sorry about the cut. There was a technical issue on my end, but we are going to complete this one operation relatively quickly now. And bada bing, bada boom. Operation success, as you can clearly see. Now with that done, we will just hit these 2 points and finish. You just hit these points and just finish the job. Whoop. Now that was okay. So as you can tell, these glyphs will either be good or bad depending on which outcome you pick. See? See? Mechanicus. He was hurt, but then he was healed. Case in point there. So we'll just go in here and complete this one operation, which unfortunately we will not have another battle. We'll just like secure some more like territory. As you can see, operation complete. I can't pronounce a couple of these names, unfortunately. Vdex, I can say easily. I can say a couple of the others since I am into Warhammer 40k. But it's confusing. Oh, we now have the level 2 servitors. And the reason it lasted this long is because, again, there was a unfortunate mishap I had no control over. But we have completed a few more canticles. So we will now proceed to there, see? There, see? Becomes priority target. Yeah, basically that war cry basically does like a cry for its Vox implant, since servitors aren't free-thinking, unfortunately. I will not get into how they are made, but it is relatively bad. Okay. We now got enough Blackstone to upgrade both of our techniques. That way we can see to the back. I don't get why that happens. Basically, I plan to give him one of these once we get it. Or at the very least, give him a better weapon. Mix and match too, in case you guys don't know. So, yeah. To make up for that one debacle, I will do a special 3 missions today scenario. I'll also show what the canticles can do. Because they will absolutely be shown in this next operation. Well, or I guess deployment. Either one works. Well, I kind of know we're here now. That's an additional 2 coordination points. Can't exactly open those things easy, so we'll just tag and we'll just tag and let the guys come in to do follow-up operations. Anyway, here's the destroyer. Basically a Necron Centaur, if you just think about it, so as you can see. Because it's got, well, no lower legs. See? Text of the Oiled Cog, Volume 12. Men of Iron. That's a hint, my friends, to something that occurred much, much earlier than where we are currently. I like this guy. He's like, I like this guy. He's like, I don't mean to diverge. What are these men of iron? Unclear. This section was large many millennia ago. There's no other reference to them in my cogitators. Now, the unfortunate thing about the destroyer, they can move twice a turn. Kind of bullshit. But it does kind of make for an interesting challenge. So we will deploy as such. I want to break this to kind of make up for that little debacle. Okay, here, there. You go all the way around. see, we can now place put an additional one up here. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. Now it's got one physical and one energy armor, but it can't move for the rest of the time. Meantime, I'm going to cast 2 canticles on this one. This one will be that. The next one will be this one, which will mean the next attacks will dodge damage. Now, as you can see, that dealt some significant damage to that one. So that means you advance. As you can see, the shielding worked. It protected him. You can only deploy one more. But as you can see, that servitor served a good purpose in basically being in a blunt. They paid off dividends. Camera? Gotta knock out that one out of the battle. As you can see, had I not destroyed... Now, as you can see, had I not destroyed that destroyer, it would have been back up and running. Anyway, I went... And one destroyer fetches 25 blackstone. We also got the reflected field. That'd be a good bonus, and our condition gauge went up. And also, our next attack will break 2 physical armor. And we also got this one, since we did a little more than we should have. But now we get our 3rd deployment officer. Just, actually... It's something basically mix and match in here. So this will be the support slash weapons person. Yep, don't got enough blackstone for that one. Back. But we now have our 3rd mission. I mean, our 3rd person now. So we can either we will aid in a defensive position. Actually, wait. That one will be a bit better than our current weapon. So basically now the attempt that we did to basically use our own boxes, well, as you can see, that's backfired splendidly because, well, okay, that did a bit of damage. Patch that up in the next battle. Let's get into the fight. Here is the Immortal. Not with a with a Gauss blaster, but with the Tesla carbine. He's not down. And we also have this little bugger. And that one is an annoying one. Even for me. Oh. I don't know how this happened. Once again, I am terribly sorry about that. I hope I fixed it this time around. Excuse me. Drinking water. Got some hydrated today, you know. So here's how we're going to deploy. You may notice this has 3 cognition points, which is a good thing, but it's also a bit of a pain in the bum due to where it is. Because we can't physically touch, which means we're going to have to use the servo skulls. Tesla carbine is a very annoying weapon. You'll see why here in a bit. Oh, physical damage. Actually, it'd be a bit of a pain in the ass on this one. Okay, Necrons know where we're here. This guy goes around the corner. He was planning to do that. All it did do was this. Now, unfortunately, that was a physical attack, so it basically did enough to cheer us. Okay. auto repair auto kicked in. That Tesla damage didn't do fucking bloody much. As you can tell. It also does acid melee damage. I don't get why it does that. It knocks them both down. Around again. There must be a nuisance to that one. That's where we. Yeah, the acid is a bit of a pain in the butt. Okay, well that one's bloody gone. So you can now clean yourself. threat remaining around here. And as you can see, we did lose. As you can see, we are now down to half of the ground troops we went in with. Something I did not want to happen. But, well, it is what it is. All we gotta do is just fight through. That was a good little bonus. That one healing helped. So now we're gonna get in here and win. Now, unfortunately, we gotta get way over there. We gotta scan or destroy that. The issue is that the Necrons have the initiative. So they get first move. Heal up first. Okay, so they both have. That one's got the weaker. As a good portion of these missions, you gotta pick what you can and can't do. So now I'm gonna deploy a refractor field. So we can hold this position for a bit. See, the refractor field basically means no damage whatsoever. And these little buggers also get the they reanimate one turn faster. Basically, as the battle progresses, Necrons will get just push. Yep. this is the last mission. Use the Canticle Life, which will basically automatically heal that one. Now we just... Okay, so that one can take physical damage. Ooh, now that was some good damage. That's one of my buddies. Tango down. That will move the acid. That will heal. And also a little think. And we now grab this dual cognition point. And that one goes down. Just make sure this comes back and basically hit us in the ass. But that knocks the flayed one on its butt. But as you can see, the that flayed one's basically knocked out. Yeah. The movement is only half time, so pardon me a minute, guys. Okay. Yeah, totally sorry about that, guys. I got a. That was I can't really say because it's personal, but it's just things. So I'm gonna have to wrap this mission up so I can compile these. And now we got suspect activity detected. But I'm risking it. Now we got 2 more coming. Okay, both warriors. Nothing too bad. I don't think it's even been protected by anything. Alright, we pushed. You know someone else who lives in... Okay, the sneeze belong to someone else who's living with me. They're being quiet so I can record. Now we're just gonna execute this immortal, because, hey, bitch. Necron Warriors are gonna take a while. Well, except for that. Maybe this guy is a little tanky. Okay, so that's going box physical. What we can do is basically goof them up just enough to buy enough time for the ground troops to get into position. And another one goes down. This one's going to be a bit of a nightmare. As you can see, this one is now back on its feet, but only with partial health. But it didn't last long. Okay, now you're going to get those two to get angry at you. Hey, Dirt. Now with that destroyed. And there we go. And then lose all the troops I deployed. Anyway, with that being said, we now have some new equipment to mess around with. I will equip that, and then we will end the video. And as you can see, we now have the second Litany of Life, as well as Benediction of Omniscience, and Litany of the Electromancer, and Blessing of the Omishaiah, which this one is a good one to have. This one too, actually. And we can now do basically a number of missions from everyone. But for now, we will just rearm a couple members of the cohort. Make this one the melee focused fighter as well, because that'll be a bit. Anyway, we'll level up till we can't no more. Okay, with that being said, drop a like, leave a comment if you can, do subscribe. Peace out.
I'm gonna rise from the ashes, like a phoenix I am reborn. I'll find my way through the fire, and spread my wings and start to soar.